Welcome to Portland, MacKenzie.
Thank you so much.
Happy to have you. You just celebrated a birthday.
I did. It was the 29th. Really?
Yeah.
Happy birthday. What'd you do?
We went out dancing. Very wild
That is how you're supposed to do it.
Did you see the expression on the guy's face? Like,
He's
oh boy,
like,
here
yeah,
we go.
she did.
And they're like, oh yeah. It was awesome.
Honestly, that is the best way to celebrate. Mine was kind of lame, actually. Well, it was fun, but I celebrated just with my family and really, really chill. I was in bed by 8. Maybe that's getting older. Okay.
Yeah, but you're traveling, so it's a different story.
I was traveling, and I was not feeling well that day. But I did drink a couple glasses of wine. So
There you go.
There you go.
So you did a celebratory glass of wine. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I was going to ask you what you did, but now you just told us.
Yeah.
You brought up a point that you grew up on a farm, basically. Your dad's a cattleman doing bison and cattle. What was your first job?
So my first job was actually, I grew up, even though he did that, my mom was really into music. And so she started us in violin, piano, guitar, vocal lessons when I was 4 years old. So right away at about 11 or 12, I started playing in a quartet, classical music, and we'd play for weddings. So I've probably been to like 200 weddings in my life because I've played while the bride would walk down the aisle, and we would mess around so bad at people's weddings. Like we would do a good job, but we would still like play foot tag and stuff like while she was walking down. Nobody knew, but anyways, that was my first job.
Was your mom in the back going, stop it, stop it?
Yeah, seriously, yes. Yeah.
I love that. It's funny too. You say that. Have you anybody contacted you from the past now that where you're at today and be like, hey, you did our wedding when you were like 12 years old or 14 years old?
Yes, yeah, and people will ask me to like come back and do their second wedding.
Of course, that's so funny. That's so funny. I know that because I have a mobile DJ business. And I've done 3 weddings for one bride already. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
okay. Well, this is the last
Well, at
and
least
final
you're
time.
making a lot of money. There
Yeah,
you go. It's good for you.
I'm glad I do a good job for 'em. I also want to talk about, you mentioned that the Canadian, being the music-wise, their Canadian Country Music Awards. You were the 2013 New Rising Star, 14, 15, 16 Female Vocalist of the Year. It's like on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Are those award shows equivalent to the same as the ACMs or the CMAs that we would see here in the States?
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's definitely at a smaller scale just because we have a smaller industry. But I put out an independent record before I even had a record deal, moved to Nashville, that all of those awards kind of came from. And it's a really cool show, and they do celebrate a lot of Canadian talent, and sometimes that does get overlooked a little, and there's a lot of really talented people. So
we recently learned about them in the last few years. They're getting
Yeah.
more and more recognition with like Lindsay L.
Yeah.
and High Valley and stuff like that. I've heard a lot of
Neil
them.
Towns, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anybody that you would like to collaborate that now that you're starting in the industry, that you'd like to work with on a different level? Like, I've got to start getting, these people on my roster. Who can I team with?
Oh gosh. So my biggest idol probably right now is Casey Musgraves. I love her. So if I could work with somebody, I would love to work or write with her. I think she's just a genius in her writing. I'm also a massive Taylor Swift fan. I've always been. I watched her documentary the other day. Have you guys seen it? It's so good. Anyways, I think their songwriting, I just really love.
Right. The Netflix documentary on Taylor, right?
Yes.
Speaking of documentaries and shows,
Yes.
when did you get into acting? What age were you?
So I'm also an actress. I started doing musicals and stuff at the same time. My parents were crazy. They put us in all these extracurricular activities. So I started doing musical theater and stuff like that really young, but professionally acting, I got my first agent at 14 and then booked my first TV show, horrible show. But I did book it at 16. It's like half about animated dinosaurs and half real people. I wish it would go away, but it won't go away. It's somewhere on the internet.
It's on YouTube. I've seen it.
You have? Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so embarrassing. But it was my first thing. One day, if I ever get to do Ellen or something, I'm sure they'll pull up this horrible, crappy show.
Of course. Well, it's funny because when Dave told me about you, he's like, I'm not going to tell you anything about her. I just want you to go Google her. And so I did. And I was, wow. Okay. Wow. It was incredible. So your whole family, like you said, your mom and dad pushed you guys to do certain things, which is great because not a lot of people know that your brother also won the Canadian American Idol.
Yes, he did. Yeah, so he's a really amazing singer. He won when he was 18, and he, still holds a record for number of singles sold up in Canada. He had a really amazing career, but he did decide it wasn't for him But he has been kind of like my idol in a lot of ways.
That's
for that.
cool though.
Yeah.
Somebody to look up to at least.
Yeah, he's been through it all, and he like knows the amazing parts and the harder parts, and I can talk to him, and just when I'm having a bad day, he's like there
I
for
got
me.
you.
So yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you spending more time in Vancouver or Alberta with the family or Nashville?
No, I've lived in Nashville now for like 6 years.
Okay.
So I go home for Christmas, and I was filming a TV show in Vancouver for a while, for 3 years. But no, all my stuff is in Nashville. I live there.
Okay. I'll say because now that Meghan Markle's back in Vancouver, everybody wants to
I
go visit and hang
know.
with her and become best friends.
So she is moving to the area I used to live. I mean, she'll be in the like richer area, obviously, but I lived in a basement suite. But
oh, Harry, this looks perfect. Let's take it.
No, but I know that's so cool.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's
That's
a great
awesome.
city.
All right, so we're gonna test you on your knowledge of Canada.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
This will be fun. Can you name? I'm gonna make the first one really easy for you, okay? And then we'll go into like, is this made in the U.S. or Canada? I want you to name 4 NHL hockey teams from Canada for me. Can you do
Oh
it?
my goodness. Okay, this is gonna be embarrassing. Okay, the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
Calgary Flames.
2.
Edmonton Oilers.
3.
Toronto Leafs.
Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs.
We'll give it to you. Good job. Good job. Okay, you ready for this? This is the fun part. 4 things that were invented either in the U.S. or Canada. I want to see what you know what they were from. How about the paint roller? Where was the paint roller invented?
I'm gonna say in the U.S.
Canada.
Duh.
1940.
Crap.
It became perfected in 1941 by an American citizen.
Of course,
How about
of
this?
course.
How about this?
He had to throw that in there.
Sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, Canada. I'm not. How about the IMAX theater? U.S. or Canada?
Canada.
Canada, you're correct.
Yes.
1967, 3 guys invented it, and the first film showed in 1970.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
so it's cool. All right, 2 more. The Glad trash bag,
The U.S.
Canada.
Are they? I feel like they're all. I've learned my lesson.
1950.
They're all Canada.
1950. Okay, and then the last one, the baggage tag. So everyone goes to the airport, you little tag you get on your machine that they put on your luggage.
Okay, what do you think? So either he's done all Canada and the last one's U.S. or
all Canada.
I'm gonna say all Canada.
Canada.
Canada, correct.
yes. Okay.
In 1882, that
2
guy
out of
was
4.
that guy should have done a lot more than just the baggage tag. Let me tell you.
Yeah. See, we do stuff up there.
You do. There's a lot more stuff that was
Yeah,
invented
we made
there.
the trash bag.
You made the
garbage-
trash bag. You made the walkie-talkie. You made the first snowplow and the
Yeah.
first electric wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's cool. I'm gonna be done talking. Sure. What do you want to ask?
I want to ask where she met her fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben.
Okay.
Should I tell? Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
do it.
So.
Risque.
No, Lou. So my fiance is really good friends with Lewis. He produces my fiance's music. He was one of the first people that Jake, my fiance, ever met in Nashville.
And we did it right before you met Jake.
Oh yeah, and then
We
I
did it
forgot
right
about
and
it.
right, yeah.
And then we had an argument about if we ever had met before, and I was like, I swear I've never met you. Like, I'm really good with faces. And then he pulled up the song we wrote together, and it's me singing. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
So-
Oops. And it
Anyways.
wasn't at a bar.
Yeah.
I'm a memorable guy.
But Lewis and his wife Meg are really good friends of ours, and he's amazing. So I asked him to come on this radio
That's
tour
awesome.
with me.
That's awesome.
And then Reed, I got to meet through Lewis, and he's just suggested this really badass cajon player.
I was gonna say,
And-
cajon player.
Yeah.
I don't.
And-
I really play bass, but this is just.
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah, he's a great producer too, and it's just a really good time.
That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna hush up. Let's hear some more music, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Mackenzie Porter.
And other people